Hi. So something happened here that the lights went out. Oh, that's nice, but I have to hold the torch in. So I'm just gonna be using a torch, but I was gonna end the video soon enough, anyways. This torch is bright. It's just the brightness. Didn't help, but it's still okay. It's the best that I can do. Anyways, I think this is a good point to end the video because I was gonna end it pretty soon anyway. By the way, the thing that I had to say was that about how Surah Al-Fatiha was the entire essence of the Quran, which is true, but that will be continued on the next video because I think, oh my God, stop, chill. Oh, that this surah it holds the entire essence of the Quran. Of course, we'll talk about that in the next video. What to do when you have a torch like this. There you go. I still can't see very well, torch blind me, but still. So I'm gonna continue this on the next video. So just took me some time to do. So if you liked it, so go ahead. You can go ahead and subscribe. Hit the bell icon after you subscribe. Like, comment. I don't care if you share. If you want to share, then great. Thank you very much. But if you don't, that's completely fine with me. And please do like the video. It took some time. And comment down below something. Comment down below something nice. Comment down below whatever you want. Nice things though. And I guess I'll see you on the next video. Astaghfirullah for all the sins we've done. And may Allah bless you. And may Allah bless us all. And pray for everyone, including me. Pray for yourself. Pray for your family. And I hope we all pass on a day of judgment. And the Quran stands up for us all. So, with that being said, I'll see you on the next video. Until then, Allah Hafiz and bye-bye. Now, coming back, if you've had your 5-minute break, good. If you haven't, seriously, go have a 5-minute break or something. I'm just gonna do this. But good. So yeah, like I was saying, something funny, stuff like that. Now, one thing else you should know, one of another names of Surah Al-Fatiha is the Grand Quran. The Grand Quran, Al-Quran. By the way, you should know that Al-Quran means the recital. So, Quran just means recital. By the way, another fun fact. Did you know that my name, Shuraim, I'm pretty sure it's one of the names of the Quran. So yay! But. And some water in a second. You can also drink some water if you want. Let's take some time. Okay. But anyway, whenever Surah Al-Fatiha's name is literally Quran, which just adds to the fact that it holds the entire essence of the Quran. Also, by the way, when I was saying something funny, yes, something funny is also one of the rare names of Surah Al-Fatiha that was mentioned in the Quran itself. Yeah, that's right. It was mentioned in the Quran. In the 15th surah of the Quran, Surah Al-Hijr. In the verse 87 of Surah Al-Hijr, Allah said, "We have given you 7 from out of the highly praised ones and the great Quran." And remember when I said so funny means the highly praised ones, the one full of a lot of praise. The most common translations are the highly praised ones, and the ones full of a lot of praise for some al-Mufani. And in Quran it said in Surah Al-Hijr, 15th surah of the Quran, in verse 87, that We are giving you 7 from out of the highly praised ones and the great Quran, and 7 is obviously referring to Surah Al-Fatiha's 7 verses. Why else would I be mentioning this here? Also, there is no other surah that has 7 verses in it. Got that, chai? So fluffy. So fluffy. That's there. There we go. That's good. But yeah. It's literally what the most important and most wonderful surah ever. Like, oh my god. Where? Look. Like I was saying. Coffee. No coffee. I don't drink coffee. I don't like coffee. I guess I like coffee. Why am I talking about coffee? But anyway, like I was saying, it's the most important surah ever, and that it literally holds the entire essence of the Quran. If you think about it, it holds the entire essence of the Quran. That's all you need to know for now. Don't have to worry about like the 150th step. Like, oh my god, why though? Just stick to what I'm saying right now. That it holds the entire essence of, it's like it holds the entire essence of the Quran itself. But anyways, like what was I saying again? Let me see. Oh, my brain stopped working. Oh my god, my brain stopped working. What is it? Alright, I apologize about that pause, just because I got a storage problem, but now I freed up enough storage, so I will not get any more further interruptions. So like I was saying, like Pump System was just standing there, probably smiling or something, and then I can just imagine how big of a liar those kids would probably look like, because there's no way those the parents would believe that you would believe them after that. I mean, like, I can just imagine how big of a liar they look like after that. And the second time, Professor completely admitted and knew that was going to happen when he was going on overall. I guess I can't remember exactly what he was doing when, but the second time he knew exactly what was happening. So yeah, I can't fully explain it because it doesn't really fully come to mind this time. But the second time was when he was grown up, and before he was going to go meet Allah, go to see Allah's hijab, I guess, or Allah, if you just simply want to say it short, long story short. So yeah, that was the second time that happened, and now I have to come back to I'll come back to topic now. Now, what I will say next is going to be pretty important too. Now, this also agrees on one of the things that Allah said. I'm just going to say it, that one of the other things Allah commented on the surah, remember when I said that Allah also commented on the surah? One of the other things that Allah commented on the surah is, or was, I suppose you could say was or is, depending on your opinion. I'm just going to say was that this surah that I have divided the surah between me and my servant. Allah said so. Divided like in halves, equal halves, by the way, remember, equal halves, which I'm going to talk to you about right now. Now, of course, it's true, it's in two halves, one for Allah, like the first half for Allah, first for us. Now you may be wondering, if it's 7 verses, how can you divide it equally? Well, you see, there's thing called points. So Allah got 30.5 of the verses, and we got 3.5 of the verses. See, the middle verse, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, it was separated. Of course, Iyyaka na'budu went to Allah, and wa iyyaka nasta'in came to us. It's very sweet over there, because Allah got the small part of it, the small half of the what was it? Yeah, the small half of the verse, while we got the long half. But it was still equally divided. So Allah got 3.1 and we got 3. No, not 3.1. Allah got 3.5 and we got 3.5. So it's still divided equally. It was not divided unequally, it was just complete equally. But this 0.5, I'm going to call it about what? A separate part right now, for now. That we are going, that Surah Al-Fatiha, you could say, is divided into 3 parts, you could say then. The first part being about Allah and all about Allah and knowledge about Allah, and the middle part it being like the mergation of Allah's part and our part. Of course, Allah's part comes first and then slowly merges into our part. And then the third part, last part, is all about us and just asking for guidance and stuff like that. So that's all like the parts that Surah Al-Fatiha is divided into. Of course, it's divided into 2 halves, that Allah, like how Allah said, but we're going to right now we're going to divide it into 3 parts to make it more simpler. So the first part, let's see, the first part all about Allah, the middle part or the mergation of Allah's part and ours, and the last part is all about us and us talking. And that's all. So I guess we started with what's for Allah, and then what's for Allah, and then what's for us, and then what's for us all around. So Allah really balances stuff here. And I'll tell you just another fact about these parts is that they just say if you know English, which you probably do if you're watching this, nouns and verbs. Oh my god, come back here. See, nouns and verbs. Now, nouns are considered permanent. That means they are not fading away, nothing. And verbs are considered not permanent. Let's just say they're temporary. Yeah. A fun fact about this is that Allah, all parts about Allah, like the first part, which is all about Allah, is permanent. It's a noun-based sentences and noun-based sentences and verb-based sentences, stuff like that. This part of all about Allah is noun-based sentences, and all parts about us are verb-based sentences, temporary. Now you may be wondering, then what about that? What about like the middle part, like a 0.5 in each verse, in the middle verse? Well, you see, this is a combination of noun-based sentences and verb-based sentences. It's very cool. So the starting part, which is the part for Allah in the middle verse, is noun-based, and the ending part of the ayat. Replace all the time I said verses with ayat. Ayat, the first, the last, the ending part of the middle ayat is verb based, which is about us. So it's a mixture combination of noun sentences plus verb sentences. Oh my goodness. Noun sentences plus verb sentences. Allah got the noun part and we got the verb part, showing us that we're temporary and not permanent whatsoever. So it's just a tiny little fun fact about that. I'm going to take a tiny little verb. So everyone, we are back, but this time we have come live. So continuing on from what I said, I was saying that about noun-based sentences and verb-based sentences and how they're divided in halves. But let's see. Yes, it is divided in 2 halves, like Allah said. But to oversimplify it, I have said what that it's in 3 parts. Of course, Allah Himself said that it's in 2 halves. But to oversimplify it, I put it in 3 parts. So just remember that Allah actually said that it's 2 parts and not 3 parts. That it's in 2 equal halves, by equal somehow. Allah put in points because you can't make odd numbers equal. So Allah put in points and He made it equal. So now coming back from what I said, how Allah made this equal, we're going to talk about how Allah made it equal. Now Allah made it equal, of course, because you can't make odd numbers equal or in even halves, but Allah just divides. So He put in points. So He made the main line 6 and the middle ayat, aka ayat number 4, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, into two separate halves and halves, and He divided it equally. So He got the first part, Iyyaka na'budu, and we got the last ending part, Iyyaka nasta'in, or wa iyyaka nasta'in, depends on what you're saying. I'm going to say Iyyaka nasta'in. Now, since we have said so many things about the introduction and so many things about Surah Al-Fatiha, now we are going to go ahead and come in order, and we're going to now start talking about A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem. Now, A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem is not even considered one bit to be a part of Surah Al-Fatiha. Even though Bismillah is by one of the houses of thought, one of the 4 schools of thought in Islam considers Bismillah to be ayat of Surah Al-Fatiha. A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem is not considered to be an ayat whatsoever, no way or another. But A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem is still very important to say. We say A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem before everything we do. Just like how we say A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem before we A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem, just say it's very important to say. It is used in many protection du'as, such as when you're entering the bathroom, you're supposed to say A'udhu Billahi Minal Khubsi wal Khaba'is. So it's very important to say it. A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem is used in many protection du'as. Now, first, to explain A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem, we have to learn the meaning of it. A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem means I seek refuge of Allah from the accursed shaitan. Now you may be wondering why he's accursed. I mean, most of us know why he's accursed, but he's accursed because he disobeyed Allah, which is kind of funny because he didn't know in the future that he knew that someone was going to disobey Allah, but he didn't know it was going to be himself. But of course, that's a whole other story. So, A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem means I seek refuge of Allah from accursed shaitan. We just say this, I guess, as you heard from the meaning, we just say this to seek refuge and protection of Allah from shaitan. Shaitan here now is Iblis. You should know one thing, that shaitan and Iblis are very different. I mean, shaitan are multiple and Iblis is one. Of course, now we've gotten used to calling Iblis shaitan as well, but you should know that Iblis is one and shaitan is multiple. Like all bad people, like categories like bad jinns come into shaitan. Now this bad jinn or even bad people at most come into our shaitan, but Iblis is one. So this use for A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem is used. A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem is used for protection and seeking refuge, and it's kind of habit of every time you say A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem, you have to say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, or else it sounds kind of weird. I don't know if that's just for me, but every time I say A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem, I just realize I have to say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, or else it sounds weird for some reason. So, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim is, well, just seeking refuge. It's, even if you don't say it, you still have to say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, which is gonna be our next topic after A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim is, well, the debatable ayat. So there are 4 houses. Sorry, I gotten too used to saying Hogwarts houses. Now I have called the schools of thought houses as well. Okay, so the 4 schools of thought, they are like one of them out of 4 consider Bismillah Rahman Rahim to be a part of Surah Al-Fatiha, like the first ayat of Surah Al-Fatiha. But the rest 3 houses of thought do not, which also I myself, being one of the 3 houses of thought, I also myself don't believe that Bismillah Rahman Rahim is a part of Surah Al-Fatiha myself. I do not believe it, but if you do, that is completely fine. Keep drinking water, okay. But Bismillah Rahman Rahim is debatable whether it is a part of Surah Al-Fatiha or not. It's very debatable. So, now moving on from it, how it's debatable between scholars if Bismillah Rahman Rahim is a part of Surah Al-Fatiha or not. I myself do not believe that it is, but it's completely fine if you believe it yourself. Now, moving on to why we say Bismillah Rahman Rahim. You may be wondering why we say Bismillah Rahman Rahim, but to do that, we have to first of all learn the meaning of it. So, Bismillah Rahman Rahim means in the name of Allah. Bismillah means in the name of Allah. Rahman Rahim means the most gracious and the most merciful. So, Bismillah Rahman Rahim here is, well, Bismillah Rahman Rahim, it is said, just like how I said, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. We're not really told what we're doing in the name of Allah. That's because after we say in the name of Allah, we do perform the action itself instead of saying it. I mean, imagine having to learn so many Bismillah Rahman Rahims just to do a specific action. So Allah, and this also indicates how Allah wanted us to say Bismillah Rahman Rahim before everything we do, like drinking water or eating food. You're supposed to say Bismillah Rahman Rahim, and it's said in the name of Allah because then we are it's basically saying that we are doing this in the name of Allah. It's basically that. So, Bismillah Rahman Rahim, it's basically for that reason. Another reason we say it, of course, other than we say it to dignify to Allah that we are doing this for you, other than that, we also say it Bismillah Rahman Rahim just to say that, just to cleanse our tongues, because we have said a lot of bad things before, so we say Bismillah Rahman Rahim just so we have a perspective on things, to clean our tongues, because of all the bad things we said before. We say Bismillah Rahman Rahim to repent from those bad things and clean our tongues. So that's why we say Bismillah Rahman Rahim before we do everything, especially before we say surahs and stuff like that. Plus, saying Bismillah Rahman Rahim will get Allah to most definitely accept the action that you are doing. It will get Allah to accept that action that you are doing even more, because you're doing it in the name of Allah. So, like when you're reciting Surah Al-Fatiha, you're doing it in the name of Allah. Or that means you are this is also considered a type of ibadah. So it's considered a type of ibadah itself, and obviously, you got to say it if you want to do ibadat of Allah all the time. It's important. We always have to say it. So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. There you go. Important word, just important all around. You have to say it. Debatable. If scholars debate if this is a part of Surah Al-Fatiha or not, which I myself do not believe, because I think the reason I don't believe it, of course, the people that do believe have their own valid reasons of believing it, and I totally respect that, but I myself do not believe, because Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim was said before every surah. So it would not make sense if this just especially for Surah Al-Fatiha it is what inserted into the surah itself. Not saying that Bismillah is not an ayat of the Quran. It is an ayat in the Quran in one of the surahs of the Quran. Not just starting obviously, but it's an ayat in one of the surahs of the Quran. But it's not considered to be actually but not in Surah Al-Fatiha. It is an ayat of the Quran in one of the surahs, but not in Surah Al-Fatiha. In Surah Al-Fatiha it is not an ayat of the Quran. It is, in fact, not like it is an ayat of the Quran in one of the surahs, but not in Surah Al-Fatiha. I'm not sure which surah, but whatever surah it is, it has Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim in the middle of it somewhere, or maybe in the ending part. I don't know, was it backwards? Anyways, just not in Surah Al-Fatiha though.
Maybe interrupt?
Yes. Yep.
Question is from us that can you define which school of thought includes Bismillah as a part of Surah Al-Fatiha?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
The school of thought that includes Bismillah as a part of Surah Al-Fatiha is the Shafi house. Now, I'm not sure which area Shafi house is included in, but whichever that area is, if you go by a Quran from where like in the area where Shafi house is, I'm pretty sure you'll find Bismillah as a part of Surah Al-Fatiha. Shafi house includes but Bismillah as a part of Surah Al-Fatiha. The rest of the house, three houses of thought, do not. They believe that it's not a part of Surah Al-Fatiha. So all around, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, very important, debatable if it's a part of Surah Al-Fatiha or not. I personally myself do not believe that it is, but if you do, it's completely fine. It's great, actually, it's wonderful. But I myself personally do not agree that it's a part of Surah Al-Fatiha. Comment down below if you do. I would like to know. So yeah, moving on from Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Can we interrupt?
Yes. You?
Yeah, question is from us that can you elaborate more on Auzu Billah? You said like it is not part of Surah Al-Fatiha.
Yeah, what I said is that Auzu Billah, not in any house of thought, not Shafi or any other house of thought. It's not considered to be a part of Surah Al-Fatiha whatsoever. And it's overall pretty important to say as well. I mean, you have to say it in order to seek protection from Iblis, because Iblis can make you forget or mess up in the surah. It's important to say it. It's just important to say it. You have to say it. There any other question?
Yeah, question then comes, is it necessary to say Auzu Billah, and why Iblis is all of a sudden called Shaitan?
Why I think Iblis is called Shaitan, because I guess Iblis comes in the as a part of Shaitan, but Iblis, you should know that Iblis himself is considered to be one. Shaitan can be multiple. I guess Iblis can be counted into Shaitan. Also, I guess it is mandatory to say A'udhu Billahi at least once.
Can we add the question? There is question from Srinagar. Add so that you explain it holistically. Shaitan, Iblis. Why Shaitan is used instead of Iblis, and does this Shaitan include mankind also?
So yes, I guess why I feel like Allah turned Iblis into Shaitan. Why I think it is because I guess Iblis can be counted as in Shaitan, and lots of people call Iblis Shaitan. We just have to know that Iblis himself is one. Iblis is not multiple. Shaitan can be multiple. And yes, mankind is counted as Shaitan. Iblis can use mankind when it comes to that. Iblis can use people. If he cannot manipulate you in his normal ways, like as in whispering, then he will use someone else for what? His Iblisic acts and misguiding you and manipulating you, whatever you call it. He can use that. Only when it comes to it. I mean, like, if he can't whisper to you, maybe he will use someone to praise you, because praise is considered to be poison most of the time. If you don't deserve it, praise can be considered poison because your soul will start to crave it. So yes, man, and Iblis is not gonna go ahead and praise you. He's just gonna whisper bad stuff to you or make you arrogant. He's not gonna praise you. So if it comes to that, Iblis is going to attack you through mankind, as maybe in praising you or something. He can attack through mankind. So I guess yes, mankind is included in that. Just like how in Surah Nas, then we also ask protection from mankind. We in the last ayat of Surah Nas, let me recite it. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Qul a'udhu birabbin nas, malikin nas, ilahin nas, min sharri waswasil khannas, allazi wasfisu fi sudurin nas, min al-jannati wan nas. In the last ayat, min al-jannati wan nas of Surah Nas, yes, we also from jinns and from mankind, we ask refuge of Allah from jinns and mankind. So I guess yes, mankind is included in Shaitan if it comes to that for Iblis. Any other question?
There is one more question. I kept it back side. When you were dividing Surah Al-Fatiha as per Surah Hijr, ayat 87, 15 Surah. You were telling, sometime you said Allah is divided into half, but you were dividing into 3 parts. That, can you put a little bit light more on that to make us understand simply? Because our viewers, they are kids also. So that question is put to you. Thank you.
Now, when I said that Surah Al-Fatiha is divided into 3 parts, I myself divided into 3 parts. Of course, in reality, Allah has divided into 2 equal halves, but I divided it into three parts to oversimplify it, because imagine how weird it would sound if I said so in the 0.5 of Allah's part, that would sound weird. If I said the middle ayat, the second part, Allah's part, that sounds a little less complicated. At least to me, that sounds less complicated. Not sure about you, but I just said it like that to oversimplify it. I didn't want it to be too complicated. In at least what I think, that wasn't as complicated as saying so in the 0.5 of Allah's part. That I just think that sounds complicated.
May I interrupt?
Yeah.
Maybe second can go on after Azan is going on.
Yes.
And maybe at your place Azan might not be, but at mine place Azan is going on. So can we carry on the session after Namaz?
Yes, we will carry it on after Namaz. See you.
If it is okay with you?
Yes, it's fine. We'll do it after Azan. See you all.
And one more thing, you can invite more people on Discord.
Discord. Speaking of Discord, you can join my Discord server, Sipar Talks. Now come back. Yes. So I guess we'll continue this on after Azan. So see you after Azan. At least where I am, Azan is happening. So I'll see you after Azan. See ya.
Unfortunately, animation is a lengthy process and I couldn't animate the character today, also cause she's tired. If you want to continue that video, you will have to look at the next episode of this series. Anyways, bye now.